How's it going? Welcome back to my channel. In this video I am going to talk about 3 Victorian poets I have just discovered. So it is nearly the end of Victober. It's been quite a wild month really in terms of reading for me, and I'm hoping in the next video I'm going to give a wrap up of what I read in Victober. But this video is all about 3 Victorian poets I've discovered that I hadn't heard of before. Now, some of you may have heard of these poets before, but I've only just discovered them. And the 3 poets are Coventry Patmore, W.E. Henley, and Amy Levy. And I'm going to just give a brief bio of each one, and I'm going to read out one of their poems. So let's get started. The first poet I thought I would start off with is Amy Levy, who was born in 1861 and died in 1889. I didn't realise until I read some of her bio that actually I have heard of Amy Levy before. I've heard of her novel The Romance of a Shop, which I think it's Katie from Books and Things has talked about on her channel. So I kind of have heard of her, but I didn't know much about her, and I definitely didn't know that she was a poet. She not only was a novelist and a poet, she was also famous for being the second only Jewish woman who studied at Cambridge University. And she was involved a lot in that whole New Woman movement. It was a movement that was established in the late 1800s, and she was also part of the sort of Oscar Wilde crowd. In fact, Oscar Wilde wrote an obituary for her in his magazine Woman's World, which she was also a contributor of. The poem I have chosen for her is A Ballad of Religion and Marriage. Amy Levy, A Ballad of Religion and Marriage. Swept into limbo is the host of heavenly angels, row on row, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, pale and defeated, rise and go. The great Jehovah is laid low, vanished his burning bush and rod. Say, are we doomed to deeper woe? Shall marriage go the way of God? Monogamous still at our post, reluctantly we undergo domestic round of boil and roast, yet deem the whole proceeding slow. Daily the secret murmurs grow, we are no more content to plod along the beaten paths, and so marriage must go the way of God. Soon before all men each shall toast the 7 strings unto his bow, like beacons fires along the coast, the flames of love shall glance and glow. Nor let nor hindrance man shall know, from natal bath to funeral sod, perennial shall his pleasures flow, when marriage goes the way of God. Grant in a million years at most, folk shall be neither peers nor old. Grant in a million years at most, folk shall be neither peers nor odd. Alas, we shan't be there to boast, marriage has gone the way of God. Misty. The second poet is Coventry Patmore, and he was born in 1823 and died in 1896. Apart from being a poet, he was also a literary critic. As a younger man, he worked for the British Museum and was associated with the Pre-Raphaelite movement. Coventry Patmore, Magna Est Veritas. Here in this little bay, full of tumultuous life and great repose, where twice a day the purposeless, glad ocean comes and goes. Under high cliffs and far from the huge town, I sit me down. For want of me the world's course will not fail. When all its work is done, the lie shall rot. The truth is great and shall prevail, when none cares whether it prevail or not. The third and last poet I'm looking at is W.E. Henley, otherwise known by his full name, William Ernest Henley, and he was born in 1849 and died in 1903. And he was not only a poet, he was also a writer, a critic, and an editor. And he is perhaps most famous for his 1875 poem, Invictus. He's also known for a series of poems called the Hospital Poems, which the poem I've chosen comes out of, and the poem I've chosen for Henley is Waiting. W.E. Henley. Waiting. A square, squat room, a cellar on promotion, drab to the soul, drab to the very daylight, plasters astray in unnatural-looking tinware, scissors and lint and apothecary's jars. Here on a bench a skeleton would writhe from, angry and sore, I wait to be admitted. Wait till my heart is laid upon my stomach, while at their ease two dressers do their chores. One has a probe, it feels to me a crowbar. A small boy sniffs and shudders after bluestone. A poor old tramp explains his poor old ulcers. Life is, I think. I hope you liked my 3, at least to me, unknown poets from the Victorian period. I will catch you later.